start with the animal reza, just get it to the ground, and we're going to pull out an animal. It can be any animal you want, but I'm just going to use an elephant. Seems like it might be a good idea to use the elephant to get some scale. We make sure the elephant is pointing in 0 degrees, and it's kind of sitting on the ground ready. And then we get our animal that we want to work with. In this case it's our lovely crocodile, and we turn our crocodile so it's pointing in the same direction. So it may not be at 0 degrees, but it's pointing in the same direction as our master animal, our elephant. Now you can see our crocodile is rather huge, so we just shrink it down in comparison so it looks similar sort of size to the elephant. Now what we do is we want to remove the little box which is invisible. So we right click on it, select it, and I always like to turn it to white before I unlink it. And I keep it white throughout most of the next stages as it's easy to see what's going on. We line that up with our animal, and then when we're ready we're going to link the two together. We click on the animal first and then shift click on the box to link the two together, and lo and behold it says SF elephant, which we change to SF crocodile. Next we're going to edit the animal configuration. There's more details on the website about that, so I'll just do a quick edit here. And now what we need to do is open up the note cards down, and eat and rest and scales and walkl and walkr, and they've probably got numbers in, so what we do is we delete all the numbers, save the note card, delete the numbers, save the note card. Do that for all of them. That gets us a reset animal. We can get rid of our elephant. Bye bye elephant. Now what we need to do is we need to add a script, so we go into edit, new script, and we can call it new script. We don't need to do it, we're going to get rid of it later. And the script you need to paste in, there's a link down below how to get this script, and this is a script that's going to help us make the animal do everything an animal should do. So we save it, and then now we're ready to go. We click on the animal and we get some buttons, and what we do is we press save scale, and then we also do save rest, which I didn't do here. You'll find out what happens later. So now we've got our animal set up as our master animal, and we make copies of it. And the reason I make copies of it is because we're going to adjust different poses, and I just find it easier to make each pose with each animal. I tried originally doing it by editing an animal and then getting it back to how it started off by pressing Control Undo, and it was not very easy to do. So when we save our scales and save our rest position, which we should do before we copy it, we can then go on to editing each animal in turn. And you do that by adjusting all the little prims. I'm not going to go into how you edit things. That's something that you could learn from another lesson if you don't know how to do it. What can be useful is to watch some videos to see how animals actually move, which will help you kind of figure out what the poses are going to be. This pose we're doing is the animal in its eating position. And we tweak everything until we think it's right, and then when we think it's right, what we do is we click on the animal and save eat. It saves the note card. I like to edit it, copy its position, move it out the way, and then I can, in fact let's move them right out the way, yep, and then I can basically move the next animal into the exact same position. I don't know if it matters doing this, but I do it this way anyway. And we edit that one, and we then save it. That's going to be saved down, and we go through all the animals. There's basically save down, walk left, walk right. Repeat the process for each one. Edit the animal, put it into the pose position, press the button to save that particular pose. you should see the note cards being written. So now we've got to a point where we've got all our animals in different positions. So now what I've done is I've turned them all red apart from the very first one, our master animal, just so I remember what it is. And what we do now is we go through each of these, and you'll find in those note cards, the walk left, the walk right, the down, they've basically got some numbers in them, and you copy the numbers from each of the pose animals into the master animal. So basically we click on each of the red animals in turn, copy its contents of its walk left or walk right or down or rest or eat, copy those numbers and paste them into the same note card in the master animal, the one that isn't red. And these are the magic numbers that basically tell the animal how to grow and how to move. And I'm just move them to the side once I've done them, so I kind of remember which is which. So now we have an animal with all the numbers posted. I then copy it just in case, and I turn that one green, so that's in theory is the good one. And now what we do is we click on the animal and we do a reset, and at this point this shouldn't happen. But it did because of what I did earlier. Okay, so we click on the animal, we reset, and it turns into position, and then we click on it again and click start, and it'll start moving. Now, if you're lucky, it'll look really good, and if it doesn't, maybe you need to go back and tweak things. The advantage of having all the individual animals is that you can go back and start tweaking them and resaving the note cards, rather than having to start totally from scratch. Also, when you click on the animal, you can basically select to put it in particular poses. So we're ready to finish off now. First of all, we turn the prim down the bottom to transparent, and we must remember to delete the new script, otherwise funny things will happen. And we can also go in and change the sounds, put the sounds in for the animals, make sure we put the right things into the animals that it needs, such as milk, meat, whatever the animal produces. Then we just take a copy of the animal, goes into our inventory, and put it into our Reza and res the animal, and there you go, you've got a SatyrFarm breedable animal.